Item 430.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. For the record, my name is Paul Dubois. I'm the Assistant Director of Technical Permitting in the Hearings and the Oil and Gas Division.
Used to be in the Hearings Division at some point.
Long time ago. Item 430 is a staff request for emergency order to compel Blackbuck Resources to cease injection into its True Blue SWD well number 1 in Culberson County, Texas, which is inside of the northern Culberson Reeves seismic response area. The NCR SRA was established in October 2021 for the purpose of organizing the operator community to reduce seismicity in the area. An operator-led response plan, OLRP, was established in March 2022 that addressed injection into deep and shallow strata, reducing the volume of fluid injected into deep strata and placing conditional limitations on injection activity in the event of future seismicity. Blackbuck did not participate in the OLRP, but it did relinquish 4 deep disposal permits in the SRA and did not drill those wells. Further, it agreed to voluntarily reduce the disposal volume of its True Blue SWD from the permitted 100,000 barrels per day to 30,000 barrels per day through 2022. Following a magnitude 5.4 earthquake on November 16th, 2022, the SRA was enlarged, extending to the New Mexico border, and the volume reduction targets were increased and accelerated. By this time, most of the operators of the deep disposal wells in the SRA had committed to abandon deep disposal and were making significant changes to their production infrastructure, but this took time and significant expense. Following a magnitude 5.2 earthquake on December 19th, 2023, Commission staff took action to suspend all deep disposal wells in the northern Culberson Reeves SRA. This action affected 23 deep disposal wells operated by 6 companies. By this time, the deep operators participating in the OLRP had reduced disposal volumes from 561,000 barrels per day to 47,000 barrels per day, a reduction of 91.6%. And many wells had already been shut in or converted for shallow disposal. It's important to note otherwise that extensive cooperative learning that had occurred during this time among the greater stakeholder community, the Commission staff, industry, and academic researchers at the Bureau of Economic Geology and the Center for Injection and Seismicity Research at UT Austin. The sediment floor of the Delaware Basin from southeast New Mexico into Culberson and Reeves County can be thought of as a deep bathtub that gently drains to the south. The intense induced seismic zone across northern Culberson and Reeves County, about 17 miles south of the New Mexico border and 8 miles south of the Blackbuck True Blue SWD, occurs along an ancient tectonic fault system at the low end of the basin, where all water injected into deep strata in the greater basin ends up. The injected fluid drains to this low spot, infiltrates into basement penetrating faults, alters the stress balance of critically stressed faults, and results in induced earthquake activity concentrated along these fault systems. By September 1, 2024, the Blackbuck True Blue SWD was the only disposal well still injecting into deep strata in the NCR SRA. From September 1, 2024 until now, Blackbuck has injected an average of 22,000 barrels per day into the deep strata. Blackbuck challenged the suspension of its True Blue SWD disposal permit, as was its right. In December 2024, a 3-day hearing was held on the suspension of the True Blue SWD disposal permit, and the outcome of that permit is pending in the Hearings Division and is not expected in time for the June conference. Generally, the rate of seismicity in the NCR SRA has declined with the decrease in deep disposal volume in the SRA, but injection stimulus continues to be added to the system, and significant, frequent, high-magnitude seismicity continues. In fact, over the last year, the larger magnitude seismicity has generally migrated to the west toward the direction of the Blackbuck True Blue SWD. Between September 1, 2024 and December 31st, 2024, there was a magnitude 4.2 earthquake on November 11 and a magnitude 4.0 earthquake on December 20. This calendar year, between January 1st and today, there have been 5 earthquakes greater than magnitude 4.2, including a 5.2 on February 15th, a 4.7 on February 18th, and a 5.4 earthquake, which tied for the largest induced earthquake in Texas history 10 days ago on May 3rd, 2025. Staff concludes with our position and what we believe is a widely held consensus in the industry and academic community that deep disposal in the northern Delaware Basin should end. Commission staff respectfully ask that the Commission issue the emergency order to this effect. If approved, the emergency order will expire in 15 days unless otherwise renewed by the Commission by a subsequent emergency order. Staff may request future emergency orders based on seismicity in the Northern Culberson Reeds SRA. I'm available for questions.